Hello everyone, it's me, Kissy. I wanted to do a reading for the Divine Feminines. Divine Feminine. So, I don't know why, but this is how I heard it. It says, I'm psychosomatic. So, it definitely got my attention because I'm like, okay. I got this impression of a feminine who's like a therapist, but she's trying to prove that she knows better than someone that actually is speaking that truth and is recognized as this is internal knowledge versus book knowledge, okay? Experiential knowledge versus accredited knowledge based on testing. So we're talking here the education system and what our professionals are supposed to be. It's like you're deemed a professional because you practice what you were trained to learn, and because you prove that you learned what we trained you to learn, you are effectively this thing that we call a doctor, lawyer, mechanic, whatever the practice is. The thing is that there are individuals that understand innately a practice, a concept, a reasoning, a study, because it's what is being used. How they know this is how those that are training and accrediting individuals have been given as a study notes, so to speak, from those that do it. So it's like you'll have the one that's doing it, you'll have those studying the one doing it, and then you'll have those implementing the structures and plans of the one doing it in order to get the results that the one doing it gets for themselves, and try to apply it to others as a sales pitch. But that sales pitch is more recognized in our society as true and professional because it comes from an organization, and that organization claims to be legitimate. The thing is that they very well may be. They're following protocol. They're doing things just like it says in the book. But the situation is, how can you credit that individual, but the individual where the technique came from, pretend that the technique didn't come from the individual, and that individual is the one practicing, doing it, innovating it, creating it, mastering it, teaching it, exploring it, living it, being it, and all those things. But then it's not recognized as it. That's basically what came through. So psychosomatic means, I kind of know, but I didn't want to put my 2 cents in there just in case. I don't want to misinform. Psychosomatic means relating to, involving, or concerned with both mind and body. It can also mean bodily symptoms caused by mental or emotional disturbances. So it's almost ironic that that's how it kind of came through, because it's almost like what I was saying about the doer versus the one that's accredited for being a doer because they were given the instructions on how to look like the doer and call themselves a doer and be the doer, but in fact that person doesn't embody it. And it's the same as being the psychosomatic energy versus relating to it, involving or being concerned with both the mind of it and the body of it. So it kind of, you have individuals that by no reasoning of their own, perhaps, if anything, psychology comes innately, comes naturally, because it's what is being studied, is being looked at. It's something that is actually of personal interest. And so you'll see a lot in the spiritual community, those that are truly doing the shadow work, those that are truly doing the work of spiritual nature, which is to self-discover, which is to learn oneself deeply. It always leads to astrology. It'll lead to the tarot. It'll lead to philosophy. It'll lead to religion. It will bring you to all those places, because all those places are necessary to discern who you are. These are all the realms of reality that we go through. I mean, there's others, of course, of a more mundane nature, or of a more physical nature, of a more 3D, I guess you could say. But regardless, my point is that there are individuals that this is their journey, because they are the embodiment of that energy, the spiritual energy, versus a person, or the psychology of the human expression. They identify with the psychology because they are the mechanics of the psychology. But then there are those that like to study it and learn it, but aren't really practicing it. So it's like false, because this kind of came out like this, backwards, the King of Cups in reverse. So water sign, Pisces, Scorpio, or Cancer energy. But regardless, we do have an individual that could be in the healthcare field, but they have the profession, but they don't actually, it's not who they are, you see? Some people are that. Some people are caretakers. Some people are caregivers. Some people are therapists. Some people are counselors by nature, not a learned skill that they went to school for and were given a degree. Like the same way there are individuals that are complete tech people, okay? Like cybersecurity, and every book on those things they would find fascinating, taking apart a computer and putting it back on, connecting all these little pieces. There are people that dive so deep into that. The same way others dive into psychology. And it's beautiful to be inspired by those things, but not everybody is. Not everybody does it. Some people can get a certificate and be that because they were trained to be that, but it's not what they are. I'm one of those people. I am not a tech person. It's not, I am the technology. I don't study technology. You know what I mean? Like, I'm too complicated for me. I'm kidding. I'm not. What I mean by that is, how that part of me operates, my techie part within myself. It's intuitive to me. But to try to practicalize it and try to make science out of it and try to understand the technicalities of it, that's draining to me. I mean, there's people that love to do that. Scientists love to do that. I don't. That's not where my interest lies. So anywho, somehow this message is mostly about that. It's kind of like, I'm guessing this is like a karmic energy reading for the Divine Feminine. Yeah, like a burden. This is a lot of responsibility. So somebody feels with a lot of responsibility, a lot of heaviness. But they got over a mental burden, a mental block even. And it could be this King of Cups in reverse. They were carrying a heavy burden, but they finally were able to release. At least mentally, they were able to let it go. Yeah, they've been abandoned, or they feel abandoned. They feel left out. They might not even feel well. They feel like they need to be taken care of. They feel like it gives me this energy of someone that basically assumed to do all the right things, right? But didn't really take into account the people that they were dealing with. And they might have become a little overindulgent, maybe even selfish, maybe even a little too arrogant in their own, I guess, position. That now that they surrendered this certain burden because they didn't have a choice. That's it. They had to give up whatever that is that was burdening them. So even though they're still kind of carrying it physically, the burden, mentally they've already surrendered it, but they do feel like shit. They feel left out. They feel like unwanted, unworthy, unwell. They feel isolated. Yeah, they feel like you abandoned them, or they feel like you walked away from them, or they feel like they had to walk away from people that they couldn't be around anymore. Yeah, they were stopped from doing what they do. Their freedom, they feel like their freedom has been taken from them. But I don't think it's not like on purpose. It's almost like circumstantial. Like if the circumstances has them in a position where they can't kind of have this new beginning, even though they want a new beginning, yeah, they feel stuck. They feel like they were like their own worst enemy. So yeah, they don't have any stability at this time. They're not stable. So it's like they might have lost a lot, either health-wise or financially. They kind of lost their place, and now they're kind of stuck in circumstances based on like not having a choice. It's like they left themselves put in a corner. They pinched themselves into a situation that now from having options, okay, to having to cut down all options kind of puts them in a position of lesser than in whatever situation, whether it's financially or emotionally or physically, lesser than, and needing to kind of like surrender. You have no choice but to surrender to that, or they have no choice but to surrender to that. Because it's like, at this point, it was like they wouldn't have. This could be like an addiction. They wouldn't have stopped the addiction unless they got busted. They wouldn't have stopped the addiction unless it made them sick. They wouldn't have stopped the bad behavior unless they got in trouble for it. They wouldn't stop working hard unless they got fired. You know what I mean? Like they had to be forced to stop. So it wasn't like it was a choice that they let go easily. They're holding on to every little bit they can. It's just a matter of their fear of surrendering, okay, and not being in control. Because the Devil card is also about being in control. The Devil card, sometimes, like I said, we self-sabotage because we are our own worst enemy. You want to control things so much. You want to hold on to things so much. You want to be trapped in situations so much because you think this is sustaining me, keeping me happy, whole, whatever. This is my happiness. And not knowing that to your detriment, it's not your happiness. Or to your detriment, this isn't good for you. Or to your detriment, your desire for whatever this is does not benefit you. It's keeping you trapped, or it's keeping you stuck from starting a new beginning, or it's keeping you not to the best of your own standards. Unstable, unreliable, uncomfortable, extremely uncomfortable. Yeah, this has to do with an Empress in reverse. This King of Cups probably didn't value or see the Empress as an Empress. He treated her like she was a burden. He treated her, you, Divine Feminine, like you were a problem. Like, you're so heavy to carry. Like, dealing with you is so overwhelming. I can't deal with you. I can't be around you. Like, oh my God, that's so much work. Like, look, they couldn't see how you would, that heartbreak, you would surrender it. You would put an end to it. It wasn't going to go on forever. To the point that it's like, it hurt them more in the long run. It put them in the Ten of Swords. They didn't have a choice but to surrender and let that go. Let go of the heartbreak. Let go of the despair. It's like, I'm also getting like another storyline, okay? We have a masculine a water sign masculine that was forced to like let go of a guilt or of a certain burden that he was carrying, okay? But it's like he put himself in that situation. Then we also have a karmic feminine or karmic couple, where it's like either the masculine got sick or lost his job or something like that, and she decides to berate him or make him feel bad. It's like there was like no trust in the relationship. They couldn't depend on each other, or they can't depend on each other. And it's like based on past heartbreaks, betrayals, and all of that stuff. So we got two types of storylines coming through. We got the Eight of Swords here. Yeah, this karmic couple, they feel stuck. Like they can't move anywhere. They can't even see the light. They can't see the light, but they're doing it to themselves. It's like you could tell them, hey, you can undo that rope. It's not tight. You can wiggle your way out of it. And they'll say, no, but I can't see. No, but if you take that off and just listen to me. No, but there's swords. I can feel their swords around me. Yeah, but they're not dangerous. Look, just take off what's tying you up. Just remove it. Wiggle your way out of that. Then you could take off the blindfold. And then you can use all those swords to defend yourself or protect yourself. Or at least get out from the supposed barrier that was put around you. But this person is like, they refuse to see. They're stuck in their own misery. You know, they say misery loves company. Yeah, but they're not willing to do the real work, okay? They pretend they're doing the work. They pretend they're so busy or that they got so much going on. But this is all they can accomplish. It's like, I feel like, even though, let me say this. This is a great card. This is an opportunity of a lifetime. This is like this, whoever these people are, it's like they've always been blessed with grace. They've always been blessed with, good health, good money, good, they have every reason to have a good, happy life. But they got so caught up in whatever these betrayals, past betrayals were. Either or, whatever their gripes were, somebody felt trapped. And I don't know if this is your karmic ex or some karmic person in your life, Divine Feminine. But whatever it is, these people, okay, they lost sight of what makes them happy. And it's like they got stuck in their sorrows or stuck in their pain to the point that they couldn't even manifest anymore. They couldn't focus. It's like they were just going with the motions, but it's like wasting time. But the good news is that these people do have an opportunity that's coming to them if they learn to trust their intuition, and if you've probably tried to help them. This could be a couple friend of yours, say a divorced friend of yours going through this, or somebody in your that you may assist or help or talk to or have given probably guidance. They're probably considered karmics to you because you've probably told them over and over again, this is what's going on with you guys, or this is what's going on with you, or this is all you can do in this situation. But they don't listen. They don't want to take your advice. They don't want to at least accept the truth of what is actually taking place. It's like so they might be going through legal situations, they might be going through a divorce, but it's almost like regardless, this opportunity, if they trust their intuition, they will cut ties amicably, and that would be justice. They would either let go of the rules that they think are supposed to be in order for justice to prevail. And if that's how they're going to find a new passion, kind of regain the youth in their life and their balance and health. So I feel, if you have individuals in your life that you do care about, that they might be imbalanced in some ways, you've tried to help them, but they stay stuck in their cycles, that's very unhealthy for both of them. For you to participate, it's like there's no rhyme or reason for you to participate in helping individuals that are not willing to help themselves. So if I'm sure if this is a karmic masculine from your past that felt burdened by you and was forced to kind of let go of his ideas because he lost everything, for either not willing to walk away or because you had to walk away because whatever was being offered was empty, realizing, oh, now I can't start a new beginning with you, and now I feel stuck in a situation that I can't control, a situation that has controlled me. You've probably warned them. You probably said, well, I'm not a burden to you. I'm actually an asset to you. You shouldn't be overwhelmed because I'm here to help. And it's almost like you didn't... I even feel that you didn't excommunicate them from your life. I feel like they themselves forced themselves out of your life, because had it been up to you, they'd probably still been in your life. But it's almost like the universe takes people out of your life almost by force, even out of your own hands. Like, you're not the judge of anyone. You leave that up to God. But you do your best to make sure that individuals you want in your life understand, I do want to maintain you in my life, but if maintaining you in my life is a sinking ship, if maintaining you in my life is a aircraft going down, if maintaining you in my life means, you're putting me in some kind of danger, economically, emotionally, mentally, physically, spiritually, if you're putting me in a position where I might lose my well-being or my ability to function effectively, then you are an issue. I can't have you in my life. So this card, Victory here, Six of Wands, was flipped while I was talking, but I'm not going to use it in the spread here. Regardless, I just feel like these karmic individuals, I'm sure you've supported many people. I'm sure you've given the best of you. I'm sure you've expected in return just, understanding, compassion, and simple basic respect, human consideration. And a lot of these people gaslit and acted like trying to turn what you were saying into some big ass taboo situation that wasn't even a taboo. And it's like, are you kidding me? You can't be this dumb, or you can't be this ignorant in life. That's inconceivable. It's inconceivable. Like, I don't think, like, some of the things some of these people do is like, you're seriously arguing this? Like, I can't do that. Like, no. Some things just don't add up, you know? You gotta ask yourself, a person that's constantly in conflict, no matter what angle you use to come at them, no matter what way you strive, it's like, it's, very easily and very quickly we should be able to say, okay, under no condition should I have to be in conflict to engage with a person. I'm under no obligation to engage with anyone. So if I'm going to engage with someone that's constantly in conflict with themselves and everyone around them, is that even a person I want to be around? What the fuck? And I mean, I grew up in a certain kind of era where people were in toxic relationships, like that was normal. I'm sorry, but arguing isn't normal. Arguing all the time, like, and then it's like, it's not even for things that are valid. Like, argue for a purpose. Argue for like a change that's positive. Argue to support, our elevation. But arguing because you don't trust me, because of some gripe you have with me, and making that a habit, a constant habit, like, get the fuck out of here, please. Get out of my face. That's why you end relationships. I don't get it, why people stay in toxic ass relationships. It's like, okay, they cheated once. Okay. They have one opportunity. If at that. If it matters to you, if it's a commitment that you've invested in and they cheated on you once, you're like, what? Like, okay, you're not trustworthy. I just don't see where another opportunity is going to tell me that this person's going to change. Like, I don't think so. That's your character. You don't care to cheat on your spouse because you have a belief system on your partner, spouse, because you have a lack of integrity. You're not an honest person. So if you were an honest person, wouldn't you just say, I don't want to exclusively date you. I want to date you with, while I date other people. Like, there are ways that you can go into a relationship dynamic with someone and be very clear on your intention. There's no reason to be unclear. There's no reason to be backstabbing and malicious. Those things are like retarded. They truly are. It's like, no, like there's some issue there. Like, why are people so obsessed with those things? It's like, can we just across the board let go of the gripes against backstabbers, gaslighters that want to blame you for their toxic feelings and their insecurities and their inability to walk away from toxic connections, or their inability to give to the connection appropriately, to constantly abandon or want to abandon, to not be able to start over and let go of problems, to constantly be stuck in some dynamic that has them controlled and manipulated and feeling like they have no control. It's not me. I can't do it. It's okay. That, can we at least come to a consensus holistically as a collective and say we can all agree that an adult individual that does not know how to regulate their emotions and have a peaceful communication and understanding with you about their differences and to make their point without manipulative games, can that be the new norm? Can we kind of conclude that anything under that is obviously toxic, obviously not worth mentioning anymore, obviously not worth talking about, oh, you're going to be cursed and condemned because you were so evil, you emotional manipulator, you made me feel like a burden, or you were burdened by me to the point that you had to talk so much shit and you couldn't even come with the truth because there was so many lies you told, that now that you feel like shit because you know you're a piece of shit, okay? Now that you had to walk away from everything you thought you valued, now that you know you're stuck with no new beginning, and now that you're fucking stuck with some tied at the hip with somebody that wants to not just control the shit out of you and not let you have your space to be you, to be yourself and do what your spirit calls you to do. Now because you're in that position, you think I'm supposed to like care? I don't know when I started saying all that, what the point that I was trying to make. I don't know. I don't remember. All I know is that things are about to move really quickly for you, Divine Feminine. Things are about to move really quickly for you. And I think that's part of the reason why these people are now very interested in offering you an opportunity. It's like, hey, they want to come to you. They're either A, horny, and they want to come to you because they want to connect with you sexually, because that's how they get their energy. Or they want to pretend they got this new cool job that makes all this money or this cool new idea, and they want to, bring it to you. Like they want to come all enthusiastic and, inspired to get you interested, because they see you kind of like, either shedding light on their bullcrap, or they see you, they assume, oh, you're by yourself. You're kind of like that. You must be like, when they're by themselves and when you're by yourself is not the same thing. They're miserable when they're by themselves. They can't stand it. They might fake pretend they like to be by themselves, but they're internally craving to be with others. You, on the other hand, are like being forced to be by yourself, but you don't mind being by yourself. It's like you don't mind being with others, but you actually take advantage of being by yourself. You actually love the experience of being by yourself. It's like being, I remember, I'll give another military story here. When I was in the military, they, one of the best things that they could do with me or for me was send me to do a separate project while everybody was doing some mundane, training of something. So it was like, well, she doesn't really need to learn this because she's not really going to do that. And she already shows that she can do this. I mean, it's certain things like that, right? And then they went ahead and sent me to go do some rent. Like, I was always being let. It was like they trusted me, maybe because I was older too. But I was entrusted to do certain tasks outside of the group, independently. Either they know this about me, that I'm like, yes, independent work is how I thrive. Because that kind of every job I've had where I've been like, only I do this task while everybody else does something else. I'm still part of the group, but I'm doing something separate on my own. That shit is like heaven. It is. Same thing at home. I used to hate staying at my friend's house where they have like these kinds of rules where they would be like, okay, every Sunday we're cleaning. And everybody has to participate. And then I started wondering, I'm like, I clean my room every day. I don't wait till Sunday. And then I'm not going to spend all day of my relaxed day cleaning. Because that's why I clean every day a little bit. So that when I do give it my, my weekend energy, that I can do a little bit more than I would on the weekdays, it's extra. But I remember staying at friends' houses where it was like an all-day event, and I'm talking about stuff that is like tiring as shit. Like, what? These are like moving tasks. These are not your basic wipe down the table and dust the counters. No, we're talking about like people take advantage of that shit. Oh, your friends are coming over? Oh yeah, make sure that you all do this task for us. I can't stand that. So when you're given opportunity to not engage with people, you're like, hell yes, I would do nothing more than to relax, listen to my favorite music, watch my favorite shows, read my favorite books, lounge in my favorite pool or beach, relax with my favorite person, eat my favorite food, and not be bothered. Not be bothered. Just chill, not have anything to have to do. That's why I do everything I have to do, so that I can give myself all the free time in the world that I need to just enjoy myself. Because I haven't enjoyed myself my whole life. I've always been working for somebody else, doing for somebody else, taking care of things for other people. And even for myself, even for the things that I want to do, it takes a lot of shit to fucking go into this organization you want to get into. Fill out all these paperworks and pay this and take care of that and do this and do that and go here and make an appointment there. All those daily tasks, the hermit, all that shit. It's like, no, I stay on top of all that so nobody can come bother me. And I feel like this masculine here, he sees all these opportunities coming to you and he's like, oh, here, mine's better than all of these people. They want to give you, they want to be the first one up in your face to show you what they've been working on. And you're like, I'm good here chilling. You're going to bring a tower moment. I don't think that they're going to be expecting your reaction. Yeah, you're not going to budge. You're not going to give to this connection. You're not motivated to move. Yeah, but it's not like you're in conflict about it. It's like you shed some light on on what this person is doing with their energy, with their creativity, and that might have shocked you. That might have caused a bit of an upheaval for you. But it's like it revealed to you, number one, this person's immature. Number two, this person isn't really someone that I can depend on, or someone that I can, count on to even take certain battles for me. In other words, protect and defend my space, or even willing to compete, even willing to move or to do anything. Yeah, that is not your person, whoever that is. I don't see you, absolutely not. Yeah, because that was a false emperor with a false offer, a false love offer. Whoever this person was, they're small time. I don't think they even knew what you were into or what you were capable of or what you were manifesting before they, I guess, when they say a day in a man's shoe or something like that, I feel like this person kind of tried to take on even 1/10 of the intensive labor you've experienced in life in obtaining the things that you've obtained or doing the things that you've done, to be able to maintain the things you've maintained, to be able to handle the things you've handled, to live the way you've lived, to do the things you've done. It isn't easy at all. And this person is filled with regret. You know why they're filled with regret? Because they're not in peace. They're not in peace. Now they understand why you say, I just want peace. They got a new perspective. I want to be in peace. Peace matters, man. Forget your love offer. I got the perspective I need to see from you. I don't want fake ass love. I don't want, you got a house, you got money, you got nice things, you got a nice car. I don't give a shit that you got all those beautiful things if it means I'm not going to have peace. If it means I got to worry about you. You really think I want to worry about a grown-ass person in my life? Worry because you're careless? Worry because you're reckless? Worry because you're incapable? Worry because you depend on me to solve your problems? I don't think so. Worry because you don't take care of yourself? I mean, those are things that if you're not doing for yourself, I'm not going to do it for you. I'm done. I know what I'm investing in. And it isn't this partnership at all. I'll invest in me. I'll build my own wealth slowly but surely. I'll build my own home slowly but surely. I'll create the beauty and abundance in my reality slowly but surely. But I am not going to link up with some buffoon that can't even help change my fortune with me. In other words, I'm not asking you to do it for me. I'm asking, do you want to do this with me? Do you want to participate in something together? What can we do together that's going to bring abundance to our life even more than where we are now? If I'm here and I'm satisfied and I'm happy, but I'm at this level, I can get to this level. It'll take me maybe twice the time to do it alone. Together, we might do it in half the time. And it'll be fun doing it together. Whatever it is that we're doing, whether that be gardening, whether that be taking a dance class together, whether that be taking an art class together, whether that be building a home together, creating a family together, taking a trip together, learning a new language together, whatever it is it going to improve our way of life? Is it going to improve the experience of my life? I don't want to experience something with you that's going to just be a headache, and that's going to be a stressful event, and that's going to be a lot of work to just freaking flow with life. Imagine going to like a theme park, and you can't even get from the entrance to the first ride without debating over which way to go. Everything has to be a conflict. Everything has to be an argument. Everything has to be a problem. Everything has to be a let's contemplate. It's like, can we just all agree that we're going to enjoy the whole place, and we're just going to go to the first one we see and move on and go from there? No, we have to all agree to this one plan. And it's like, why are we talking about this now? Why wasn't this talked about long before? Why didn't we know how we were going to... I hate group events. I really fucking do. That's not true. That's not true. You like group events. Okay, I like group events. I just don't like the ones that are mismanaged. I cannot take orders from a person that doesn't lead well. And I don't want to have to lead, but sometimes you got to do what you got to do. Make that judgment call and be like, listen, we're going to go this way because you're obviously not sure about what you're doing. You're stuck in your ways. You don't want to really move anything along. I get it. You're comfy. You're comfortable. You want to be comfortable in life. But sometimes we need change. And that change doesn't necessarily have to be a group meeting or with other people even. That change has to be communicated. Someone's not communicating what kind of changes they need in their life. It's like they feel they're not receiving, or they don't want to give to a certain group or a King of Swords individual. It feels to me like, when it comes to group connection, or even a connection of two individuals trying to shake things up, move things around, it's like, okay, we don't want to hang out with this group anymore. This group is false, fake, phony, whatever the case might be. But I'm also not communicating what the problem is. And if I don't communicate what the problem is, it can only be assumed that you're not getting what you want out of it, or you don't want to give to it. If you don't want to do that, then speak up, say your truth, explain yourself. Aquarius, Libra, or Gemini individual, what isn't trusting their intuition. I feel like they got clarity on a situation with a Queen of Pentacles that was in reverse. Something to do with their child. It feels to me like this King of Swords is realizing that whatever they were unhappy about, in a matter of changing things up, there was a situation that wasn't quite adding up. But now that he has clarity, I think he kind of sees that this could be like an ex-wife and their child. He found out some truth about them. And I think that's the issue that needs to be brought up. This King of Swords, it's been revealed, something to do with a mother and child. There was some lies about it, or some deception. So he put an end to a situation because either that situation, there was no hope for it, it was not healthy. Yeah. This King of Swords just wants to be happy. So he had to put an end to a situation that he got illuminated about. Any self-deception or deception that was going about, he figured it out. So he put an end to it. And it could be with an Aquarius individual. Yeah, he ended a situation with an Aquarius individual. And there's a King of Wands that's attached to that Aquarius. Maybe possibly related to the King of Wands with the Queen of Wands here. This King of Wands in reverse is either related to the King of Swords through marriage or something like that. He got a victory because of this situation. This is something to do with a past life connection with the Queen of Cups. Oh my goodness gracious. Alright, anything else? Yeah, there's going to be a collaboration. And there's this Queen of Fire in reverse that's waiting for an opportunity. I feel like Divine Feminine, you're going to be collaborating possibly with this King of Swords it was revealed to him about these individuals or this situation, okay? And now that he's content with the circumstances, with the situation, I feel like he wants to collaborate, or he wants to organize a team. But there's a Queen of Fire, a Queen of Wands, that wants to participate. But he's not bringing this offer to her. It requires a lot of strength. To overcome this Magician in reverse. I feel like the collaboration he wants to do has to do with dealing with fake individuals, fake spiritual individuals, something like that. There's he's protecting someone. He's trying to help someone escape a situation that was unfair, to do with gossip, to do with a lot of negative talk, or a lot of either he participated in, or he is a part, or he witnessed that there was someone that was being talked about. This could be you, Divine Feminine. You could have been getting talked about, and he saw this. So he's trying to protect you, to give you a way out of that situation, or at least to get out of that environment or that energy. That it was like a situation that was keeping you emotionally unfulfilled and maybe even confused. There was a lot of conflict that you had to protect a lot. Like you had to combat a lot of different situations. It's like you were put through a lot of trials because you decided, you had made a decision or you made a choice of what direction you wanted to go into. And that caused a lot of conflict or disagreements, or people kind of bashing what you wanted to do. They saw it like maybe it was something that was not I don't know. They saw like maybe this is just like a hobby, but they see that you've actually succeeded. They see that you've actually, made something out of what you've created. You're making your money independently. You're balancing your spiritual and your physical life. Okay? Look, Spirit is bringing you fulfillment, completion of, what was considered a very, toxic cycle that you experienced with these karmics. But I do see that after all of that, it's led you to this opportunity where you're going to be able to, I guess you've demonstrated the skills necessary in order for this King of Swords to say, okay, I can definitely find fulfillment with this Divine Feminine. I could definitely find fulfillment with her because she's demonstrated the strength and the ability to stay determined on what her path is and to stand up for, and go through the trials and that she had to go through in order to overcome what was being imposed on her. So he's done a lot to protect you, to defend or protect your creativity in order for you to escape the mental imprisonment that I guess either society or your surroundings was trying to impose on you. So anyway, that's the message, Divine Feminine. I'll come back soon. Take care.